Have you ever been in a situation where you feel like you have nothing to say? You know, that awkward moment when the conversation stalls?
What if I told you that mastering just 15 powerful phrases could completely transform how you sound when speaking English? You'd never run out of things to say again.
Today, we're not just teaching you phrases, we're giving you the exact words that native speakers use every single day, but most textbooks never teach you.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Sarah.
Welcome to Unlock English Podcast, where we turn English learning into an exciting journey.
By the end of today's episode, you'll have 15 phrases that will make you sound natural, confident, and fluent in any conversation.
Whether you're talking to coworkers, making new friends, or ordering at restaurants, these phrases will be your secret weapon.
So, find a comfortable spot, grab your favorite drink, and let's unlock the power of natural English together.
Are you ready? Let's dive in.
Let's begin with phrases that help you start conversations smoothly. Mike, what's a great way to check in with someone you haven't seen in a while?
A lot of people just say, hi, or what's up, but there's a much warmer, more meaningful way to reconnect.
Exactly. Our first phrase is, how have you been? This is perfect for when you're reconnecting with someone you haven't seen in a while.
Instead of the generic, how are you, try, how have you been? It shows genuine interest in their life over a period of time.
Let me give you 3 real examples. Long time no see. How have you been? Welcome back. How have you been since your vacation? It's great to see you. How have you been these past few months?
Notice how each example feels warm and inviting? Let's practice together. Repeat after me slowly. How have you been?
Perfect. Now, here's a fun story. Last week, I ran into a former colleague I hadn't seen in 2 years. I said, "Hey, how have you been?"
What happened?
We ended up having a 20-minute chat right there. That one simple phrase opened up an amazing conversation about our jobs, families, and what we'd been up to.
That's the power of the right phrase.
Our second phrase is, I've been meaning to ask.
Ooh, I love this one. It's a smooth way to bring up something without sounding too direct.
Exactly. Instead of jumping straight into a question, you can gently introduce it. For example, I've been meaning to ask, how's your new project going? I've been meaning to ask, did you enjoy that movie you mentioned? I've been meaning to ask, are you still learning guitar?
See how natural that sounds? It feels like you've been thinking about the person, not just asking randomly.
I actually used this last week with my neighbor. I said, I've been meaning to ask, how's your garden doing this summer?
That must have started a great chat.
Oh, yes. We ended up exchanging tips on keeping plants alive during the heat wave.
So, remember listeners, these first 2 phrases are golden for starting conversations naturally.
Our third phrase is, what have you been up to?
Yes, this is like saying, what's new in your life, but it sounds much friendlier.
For example, it's been ages. What have you been up to lately? Hey, what have you been up to this weekend? Nice to see you again. What have you been up to?
Notice it focuses on recent activities.
Right. I used it with a friend recently. I said, what have you been up to since graduation? And we ended up talking for an hour about travel, jobs, and hobbies.
That's a great way to revive an old friendship.
Phrase number 4 is, that reminds me.
I use this all the time. It helps you connect one topic to another smoothly.
Exactly. Let me show you. That reminds me. I need to call my mom tonight. That reminds me. Didn't you say you're learning Spanish? That reminds me. How's your brother doing?
It keeps the flow natural.
Last week, Mike was talking about his trip, and I jumped in with, "That reminds me, have you packed your camera?"
And yes, I had forgotten. That one phrase saved me from missing out on great photos.
And our fifth phrase is, "Speaking of."
It's similar to that reminds me, but it directly links to the last word or topic.
Right. Examples. Speaking of travel, have you booked your flights yet? Speaking of food, have you tried that new Italian restaurant? Speaking of work, how's your new boss?
I actually used this yesterday. A friend was talking about movies, and I said, "Speaking of movies, did you see the new superhero film?"
And that started a whole conversation.
Exactly. These 5 phrases are your best friends when starting or continuing conversations naturally.
By the way, let's move on to phrase number 6. By the way.
This one is so useful. It's like adding a side note or introducing something new without breaking the flow.
Exactly. Here are some examples. By the way, have you finished that book I lent you? By the way, did you hear the news about our company? By the way, do you know where the nearest coffee shop is?
It makes conversations sound natural and less formal.
Just yesterday, I said to a student, "By the way, how's your exam preparation going?" And we had a great talk about study strategies.
It's a small phrase, but it makes you sound like a native speaker.
Phrase number 7 is, as far as I know.
This is perfect when you're giving information, but you're not 100% sure.
Exactly. Examples include, as far as I know, the meeting starts at 10. As far as I know, Sarah is still in London. As far as I know, tickets are still available.
It's polite because you're not pretending to know everything.
I once told a colleague, as far as I know, the report has already been sent. That way, if I was wrong, it didn't sound like I was giving wrong instructions.
Great point. This phrase shows humility and honesty.
Now for phrase 8. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes, I use this one often. It's similar to the last phrase, but a bit more formal.
For example, if I'm not mistaken, you studied in New York, right? If I'm not mistaken, today's your birthday. If I'm not mistaken, that's the manager's office.
It's polite and shows you're careful with your words.
One time I said to my student, if I'm not mistaken, you joined this course last summer. She smiled and said, yes, you remembered correctly.
That's a great way to connect with people and show respect.
Phrase 9 is, from my point of view.
This is a polite way to share your opinion without sounding too pushy.
Exactly. Listen to these examples. From my point of view, this plan could save us money. From my point of view, online learning is very effective. From my point of view, teamwork brings better results.
It's softer than just saying, I think.
I once used it in a meeting. I said, from my point of view, we should focus more on customer feedback.
And how did people react?
They appreciated the respectful tone, even if they didn't fully agree.
That's the beauty of polite phrases.
And finally, for this section, phrase 10. I'm a big believer in.
Oh, I like this one. It's great for expressing your values or principles.
Exactly. Here are some examples. I'm a big believer in lifelong learning. I'm a big believer in healthy eating. I'm a big believer in positive thinking.
This makes you sound confident and passionate.
I once told my class, I'm a big believer in practicing a little bit every day instead of cramming once a week.
Great advice. And it made your students take daily practice more seriously, right?
Yes, they actually improved much faster.
So, listeners, remember, phrases 6 to 10 are amazing for adding depth and politeness to your conversations.
It seems to me.
This is another polite way to share an opinion without sounding too strong.
Exactly. Some examples. It seems to me that you're really enjoying your new job. It seems to me that this plan is working well. It seems to me that we need more time for preparation.
I used this phrase in a team discussion once. I said, "It seems to me that we're focusing too much on small details."
And what happened?
People agreed, and we shifted our focus back to the big picture.
That's a polite and effective way to guide people. Phrase 12 is, if you ask me.
This is casual and very common in daily conversation.
Yes. For example, if you ask me, this movie is too long. If you ask me, learning English every day is the best way. If you ask me, she deserves the promotion.
I said to a friend once, "If you ask me, we should travel by train instead of flying."
And did your friend agree?
Yes, we had such a fun train journey.
See? It's a great way to give opinions without being too formal. Phrase 13 is powerful. I couldn't agree more.
Oh, I love this one. It's the strongest way to show you completely agree with someone.
Examples? That's a brilliant idea. I couldn't agree more. You're right. Exercise is important. I couldn't agree more. This is the best solution. I couldn't agree more.
Once, my colleague said, "Teamwork is the key to success." And I replied, "I couldn't agree more."
That must have made your colleague feel supported.
Yes, and it built great teamwork spirit.
Phrase 14 is, that reminds me.
This one is perfect for connecting ideas or adding to the conversation.
For example, that reminds me I need to call my sister. That reminds me, did you finish your homework? That reminds me we should book our tickets soon.
Once I said, "That reminds me, I still have your umbrella." My friend laughed because he had completely forgotten.
It's such a natural way to keep conversations flowing. And here we are. Phrase 15 is, at the end of the day.
This phrase is so popular. It means, when everything is considered, here's the most important point.
For example, at the end of the day, health is more important than money. At the end of the day, we just want to be happy. At the end of the day, what matters most is family.
I remember telling my students, at the end of the day, practice is what really improves your English.
And they surely took it to heart. So, dear listeners, today we've learned 15 powerful phrases that will make your English sound natural and fluent.
Let's quickly review them. In my opinion, the way I see it, I'd say that I feel like, to be honest with you, by the way, as far as I know, if I'm not mistaken, I'm a big believer in, it seems to me, if you ask me, I couldn't agree more. That reminds me, at the end of the day.
These aren't just phrases, they are tools to connect, express yourself, and sound confident.
And remember, practice is key. Use these phrases in your conversations starting today.
We hope this episode gave you both knowledge and inspiration.
Thank you for joining us on the Unlock English podcast.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and
Keep unlocking your English.